All right, time to look at the grade 9 mathematics assessment for PSL, which will be taken later in March. Schools will do this as the end of term. So I want to speak to mathematics teachers for grade 9. And the first thing is this assessment will cover 5 strands: numbers, algebra, measurement, geometry, and data handling and probability. So quite a chunk. So very, very important for you to ensure that you are moving with the right pace so you can be able to cover these 5 strands. So this is going to be a summative assessment, and into the details we'll have all the sub strands that are contained in all the 5 strands. And also important to note is we have critical thinking and problem solving as a key competency that will be assessed within this assessment. I want to quickly talk about the likely misconceptions that learners will have and learner gaps. So the first thing is the paper itself. Learners need to be able to do section A and section B. And so being able to look at the instructions very clearly without jumping any question. It's also usually a speed test so that learners can complete the paper in time. So it's very important for learners to be able to measure their own time as they do the paper and incorporate a 10-second time to also look at the papers and counter check what their answers have been. Also, the ratios and rates, again, this is usually very confusing sometimes to learners to know proportions, whether it's in work rate or in sharing ratios. Indices and logarithms, usually the base 10, meaning in logarithms is really important for learners to understand. Measurement errors, unit conversions, whether it's from meters to centimeters and vice versa, or you're converting volumes, which again requires that you multiply. Let's say if you're converting a centimeter cubed into a meter cubed, you need to understand what that means when you're multiplying. And then geometry is also important. Quick tips for teachers during the term: you need to look at show your work clinics. Again, try and make mathematics a bit practical. Learners to show how they are working, try and apply it into real life scenarios, ratios and rates, linear equations, units and communication. That's going to be very critical. Do a measurement station rotation. Again, if you're able to help learners understand in a very practical way how to convert measurements, whether it's in area, volume, scale drawing, that's going to be very important. Indices and log microsessions, I talked about that as well. And also data handling in class. So you need to understand the mean, median, and help learners understand what that means. So I want to give you just a quick tip on pedagogy that you could apply. We will look at a topic I haven't maybe talked about. Let's look at lines and angles. Train learners to label angles. Again, learners need to know how to label angles based on whether they are alternate angles, whether they are co-interior, corresponding. Some obvious angles like in isosceles triangles, which angles are equal, equilateral, and so on and so forth. Another one perhaps I could talk about is the probability. It's good for them to understand the probability using a certain event. Again, this assessment has been set from curriculum, and we're going to send this comprehensive synopsis to teachers. It could guide your lesson plan preparation and schemes of work to ensure that you are you're systematically preparing your learners and ensuring that they understand the concept in grade 9 mathematics. Thank you.